Bobby Kotick's got a bigger sudden death toll in his hands than sudden malaria. Freak. Hello everybody and welcome to a overdue podcast. I've been too busy dying the past few weeks. So I haven't managed it though. Fairly sure I've had the COVID again, and it hasn't killed me because it hasn't. I'm not that lucky. But I'm joined by two people who haven't been dying. Francesco
Hello.
and Alessio.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm still bunged up. Yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot of things I don't like, I think. Yeah, a lot of things I don't like. But go on then. We'll not even list the topics. We'll just get started. So, Alessio, tell us about Sony and what they're doing.
Well, they are doing a lot of things, but
The one we're talking about, yeah.
most recently, there have been a few reports that both Sony actually and Microsoft are working on an advertisement program for free-to-play games. So basically, the idea is that they will help game developers creating game ads through some kind of program. And with regards to Sony, apparently they are targeting launch by the end of this year, and the goal is supposedly to show ads as part of like digital billboards in sports stadiums, for example, in something like Rocket League. So the idea is, of course, to make them fit into the game mode a bit, and also viewers apparently could get rewards for watching ads and promotions like avatar skins and whatnot. And that's also very similar to another report that we covered a few days earlier from Microsoft. The only big difference is that Microsoft actually, according to these rumors, won't get a cut from these ads. So it's mostly about building out the network for them, while Sony apparently is intent on taking a cut from these ads. So of course this sparked quite a debate on whether this is acceptable or not, I guess. And well, I leave you, Chris, to give us your opinion.
Go on, let Francesco talk first.
Okay.
He's charging like a spring so that he can go full force.
I don't think I've got the energy for full force yet, but yeah.
Well, as full force as you can. You know, this doesn't surprise me. I was thinking, mobile games do the same already. So what's really new? And by the way, I don't remember whoever said that, but I see it thrown around often on the internet that when something is given to you for free, you are the product, and
You are.
this is pretty much what it is.
But you are the product on the internet in general.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, true. But especially if you're using something for free, even more. I mean, it's not really free. You're giving somebody something, even though you may not really know what it is. And I think this is the same. And besides, it's a free-to-play game. You know, you're not paying, so you probably shouldn't complain that much. As long as they're not really intrusive, like the big full-screen ads that interrupt the game. But as long as it's integrated, then it's probably most people are not even going to notice. So it's not really surprising. I mean, mobile games have been doing this for years. I think it was just a matter of time before it came to consoles. it would be worse if they're going to move into paid games. Then it would be very, very, very bad. I think somebody's going to try eventually because we have microtransactions in paid games. So somebody is going to try eventually, but as of now, if it is like this,
We've got many adverts in paid games though. Still,
true.
Yeah,
There's Street Fighter 5. It has in-game adverts, but for Capcom stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of related, but you know that's one of the cases, the case when it's a little intrusive because you get this big ad where right after it's loading a match and it's like a couple seconds more than usual. So yeah, that's a bad implementation. But Street Fighter 5 has done so many things wrong over the years that this is just a small thing. Yeah, well,
I think in reality,
as long as it stays in
the games industry
games.
is just learning from Hollywood, where you've got so much product placement. You know, you'll find a film and suddenly, like whatever computer they're using, you see the Apple logo emblazoned there, or whatever else.
Yeah, true.
It's the same. It's the same. I'm probably not as angry as this as I could be because they're working on advertisements for free-to-play games. I'd rather a free-to-play game have an advert than be, a pay-to-win game.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I was going to say, a free-to-play game, it needs to make its money somehow. So you either do that through adverts or you do that through microtransactions up the arse and making it so it's grindy as fuck and you've got to pay to progress or it's pay to win. So
I guess
pick that.
I guess we shouldn't be too picky because after all, even on the website, but even on the content creation, YouTube, Twitch, we're all paid by ads, right? So it's mostly
yeah, I don't mind the adverts.
Sorry?
I don't mind adverts.
Yeah.
As long as they're not stupidly intrusive, like you've got to, play for half an hour and then you've got to watch a 5-minute advert, then I would be going, no, fuck you, game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really have the bile for that. No, it's not that bad of a move as long as it's done correctly. Of course, they could royally fuck it up. It's the games industry, so there's more of a chance of them royally fucking it up, but we'll see.
They will. Yeah.
We have to see, the implementation. So just have to wait and see. But Sony is also doing something else, which is giving a lot of money to Epic Games again. Basically, they have invested about another $1 billion, and they already invested like $500 million in previous years. So it's now like $1.5 billion. And also Lego's parent company, Kirkby, invested another $1 billion. So Epic Games got $2 billion in the latest funding round. And that's all to fund the metaverse.
Now this I don't like. The metaverse is just utter bullshit. Don't need it. Absolute bullshit. It's gonna
guess
some online NFT free to play bullshit. It's all bullshit. That's all it is.
I mean, to be fair, Epic never said the word NFT connected to its metaverse programs yet, but it is something that it's usually talked about in pairs. Metaverse and NFTs and blockchain. So it's
unless this metaverse is just a fancy name for a big MMO, then I'm not interested.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. We'll see, but there's certainly a lot of investments going around in this area.
Essentially, that's what the metaverse could be. It could just be Second Life, just in a different name.
Yeah, well, Sony even attempted to do something like that. It was called PlayStation Home, I think.
Yeah.
They try to, yeah, so it's not really news for them.
Hmm.
If it's done in that way, it could work, but we know they're not going to do that. They have to make money from it, so they're probably going to go the NFT way.
Well, that's if the NFT, what was I watching? Oh, when I was watching Man United get thrashed by Liverpool, fairly sure Liverpool's banners in Anfield, they had mentioned like NFTs for the football club as well now, and I'm thinking, I'm sure I saw that, and I'm sure I was like, oh fuck off. But then
Well,
again,
for football, yeah, well, for football, I can see it working because it's like when we used to be kids, the stickers for all the players. It could be something like that, but
no, I'm that's fair enough. But at least you had actual stickers then. And
yeah,
how does
true.
it work with NFTs? Just you buy a
You have a
JPEG,
fancy, yeah, you have a fancy JPEG and it's only yours.
but it's not only yours.
Yeah, it's not only yours. Well, the stickers weren't only yours either.
No, I know, but you only paid a
It's the same. I think it's the same principle, but the problem is that now companies are predatory in their behavior, so it's not going to be as simple as it used to be. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I really don't know why they're pushing it so much. I mean, does it really make them that much money?
Well, they're hoping it will. That's all it is. Nobody knows how much money it'll make them, but that's the idea. If you get in early, you get all the money.
Um,
If it takes off, if it doesn't take off,
I
then
don't.
you don't get all the money.
Well, I hope it doesn't take off. As I think pretty much everybody who's not investing in these things.
Yeah. On the NFT topic, we also have none other than Richard Garriott, who announced
No.
recently is making a blockchain MMO. So,
Well, his last MMO failed, so I'm not going to
yeah,
worry about that.
Has to bring back Ultima. That's the only thing he
What
has to
was
do
that?
without NFTs and without it being online, possibly.
Yeah, the Ultima series. Yeah. To be fair, Ultima
Yeah.
Online wasn't bad.
Yeah, I think it was the first MMO,
Hmm.
or like one of the first ones.
Trying to.
Yeah,
What
but
was it now? What was his game where? Oh God, Richard Garriott's previous MMO where it was like a shooter game, wasn't it?
tabula rasa. I
That's
think.
the one, Tabula Rasa. That was shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah. Basically, the last game, the successful game he made was Ultima Online, I think. So yeah, that was like what 20 years ago.
that was a long time
Then
ago.
again, we can say the similar for about Peter Molyneux, who was jumping on NFTs, and well, yeah.
Well, yeah, and he hasn't made a good game in forever. Too many good ideas, but they're just that.
Yeah, I guess Richard Garriott maybe should have stuck to going into space. Something like that. No, but seriously, I don't. We also had another announcement. Basically, the French company called Daywise Entertainment. They were working on a kind of sandbox MMO called Life Beyond, and they've now also been acquired by Animoca Brands, which is basically an NFT focused company from Hong Kong, and now they're also reworking the game as a blockchain MMO or play to earn MMO. So basically, you play and you earn money. Well, that's the idea according to them. I don't
They've
know.
done it before. They're just trying to do it now. They're just turning games. They're trying to turn games into jobs. Fuck it.
Yeah, I guess.
Annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
The thing is, even companies like Sega, apparently they've said cloud gaming. which is also something you are very fond of, Chris. And then
to be fair, I don't mind cloud gaming as that much. It's not something I hate. It's just the fact that the technology's not there.
Yeah.
Or no, the technology is there. The infrastructure isn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say
Well,
if Google, I mean, then again, Google, they just quit everything if they don't make billions within the first week. So, let's see. I don't know. Trying to think of a company. No company's made it successful yet, anyway. So we will see.
Well, yeah, like you said, it's the infrastructure is not there because
That's it. It's
it's
just
very the quality is
there.
the quality is very inconsistent. Not just between services, but the same service on different days. It just needs something more to actually work, because the first problem is latency. As long as that is not solved,
that's it.
It's always going to be a second choice.
To be fair, in fact, I don't really understand much on why companies want to focus on cloud gaming, especially companies like Sega, unless they start their own service, which I doubt they will. But that's the only.
guess
yeah.
They are mainly attracted by the possibility of, getting to gamers who don't have powerful PCs or latest consoles.
Yeah,
that's.
Well, since we're talking about Sega, they're rebooting 2 games, aren't they? Are they? What words?
Yeah, Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio.
Finally.
Yeah.
Now we have to see how they're going to reboot them, but I have to say finally. It was just about time.
I'm not that bothered about those. Yeah, Crazy Taxi was just one of those wacky games, same as Jet Set. But they mentioned so many other games that included. It's like, well, Panzer Dragoons 1. I'm more interested in that being revived. And House of the Dead. House of the Dead's always fun.
Yeah, House of the Dead, I think they have just released the remake, right? So they are doing something with it.
Yeah, well, House of the Dead would work great in VR. So I think it's pretty much a given that.
And it could be interesting to see them, bringing back Virtual Fighter, trying to bring it back, and a bit more fighting game competition. Not that I play fighting games.
Well, they actually brought it back. Really, they made a remaster of the last. I think it was Multiple Fire 6.
When I say bring things back, I mean actually make.
Make a new one. Yeah, make a new one.
I think one of the games that they should really bring back is Outrun. I mean, an arcade racing game is always should always be popular. While I don't know, Crazy Taxi, but it's also, I think it was created really for the arcade area, when Sega was big in the arcade. I think they would have to make it a lot more in depth to be successful.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It definitely would have to be a bit more of an in-depth thing, unless they made like a, just make it like a £5 sort of mini game, one of your like minis. They could do that. Essentially a mobile game, but on consoles and on mobiles too. Who knows?
There's really, I mean, they have so many IPs. They have also Golden Axe. I mean, that could always be cool.
Yeah, that will work great now, because there is this revival of side-scrolling beat 'em ups. Like there's the TMT game, Streets of Rage 4, that they didn't develop, but it's still there. So yeah, I think that will work very well.
And also Virtua Tennis. I mean, there hasn't been a decent tennis game in I don't know how long.
Yeah. Well, that was a bit more arcadey, but it was. I remember it was very fun.
To be fair, we could end up seeing another Golden Axe. I know they what was it? The last one they made where they tried to make it a 3D one. About 12, 13, however many years ago. That didn't do well. But the development cycle of that were a bit shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's always down to the development team. I mean, if you give them to
Yeah, they got rushed, I believe. And also, I think they fucked up at the few things. It could be interesting. But like you say, Sega's got so many IPs, and
Yeah.
there's so much they could do. I mean, we're never going to see them going back into the console market. I don't think it makes sense to even try that.
Yeah, I
They
guess
could.
it.
They could obviously try to set up their own like Sega streaming service, for cloud gaming. If when that comes around, if that isn't anywhere near as monetarily intensive as it is to try and make a console. So we could end up seeing that. And Sega have got enough IPs and it spans so many, across consoles on PCs that it could do well. But who knows? It's a weird
Yeah,
one.
there's a ton of stuff that they could revive, but I guess it's a matter of bandwidth, So they have to choose, unless some big company buys them, and
No,
no,
one company.
no, no, not allowing it. Oh, what? But why don't they make another Fantasy Star?
they have made another
Shining.
Fantasy Online. There.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
well,
not really the same.
yeah.
Another Shining Force. That has been a long time since.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I still say I don't think Sega's going to get bought. They're certainly not by Sony, because, like I've said all along, Sega are too much into the PC market. They don't have that.
Sony is starting to get into the PC market now.
They are, but
They even have God of War on GeForce Now.
I know, but it's just not Sony's direction. I don't think they're still going to want to focus on the PlayStation more than and buying Sega. So when you've got developers like Relic, Creative Assembly, Sports Interactive that are all almost solely PC development teams.
You know what? You would, yeah. Well, they still do get Persona exclusively on PlayStation. So yeah, that doesn't make sense to buy Sega just for Atlas.
Yeah. So yeah, Sega aren't going to get bought. They'll make deals. I've said all along, Sony are going to buy Square Enix if they're going to buy anybody big. That's the only big buy they're going to make. Square Enix, and which also gives them IDOS. And Sega, Microsoft aren't buying Sega because they've already made a deal with them to bring most of their games to Game Pass.
But they've been saying that Microsoft has been buying Sega for years. I mean, these rumors have been going around for decades since Sega
I'm the one
abandoned
who
the
just
console
keeps saying
market.
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, we'll see.
I know.
Still waiting. We're still waiting for that announcement that
I mean,
they're teasing it, but
they did partner early with the original Xbox. I mean, there was Sega GT on Xbox and also Shenmue.
They partnered with Microsoft now and got a good deal to get most of their games. Total War's gone to Game Pass right at the start. Football Managers on Xbox and on Game Pass.
Yakuza is all on Game Pass.
Yakuza as well. So it's like, I think instead of buying them, Microsoft have just decided it's cheaper to just make a deal.
I don't know. If you're seeing that they're now trying to acquire more companies just because that way, getting their games on Game Pass isn't going to cost them essentially, extra deals with the third party.
It doesn't cost them extra at the later stage, but it costs them billions up front.
Yeah.
True, but they also get more revenue if they own them. So
yeah, it's one of those things.
But we'll see. Could be.
It's not only that, because you start getting anti-competition issues and all that when if they keep. I mean, there's the Activision Blizzard deal, which we'll talk about in a second. It's not going to get stopped in this situation, but the competition regulators and all that are looking at the deal. So that's not going to get stopped in this situation. But I think if Microsoft tried to buy, they've just bought Bethesda and Activision, two of the biggest third party. Well, one of them is the biggest third party publisher in the games industry, and Bethesda are not, no slouches. So for them to then try and buy yet another massive one would probably start looking. I think people would start looking, thinking they're trying to buy the whole games industry.
Yeah, I guess. But we've also seen that Sony is also trying to fight back. Even in the acquisition area, although they do not have the same pocket. But we'll see if the acquisition spree continues. Speaking of which, though, it is not assured that your pal Bobby Kotick will go away, according to Activision Blizzard, even if the
He'll
deal
go.
goes.
Never going away.
Did he
He'll go.
tell you that? Did he tell you that on Discord in your private chats?
No, I'm just going to shoot him. He's got to go. He's wrecked the company. That's the only reason Microsoft got such a good deal.
Yeah.
You can't have a guy look over a company where people, where the actual guy himself threatens to kill his secretary, where his employees and his friends are busy raping people, sexually harassing them, whatever else, where people are driven to suicide because of how shit that person is. Bobby Kotick's got a bigger death toll on his hands than malaria. You prick. So yeah, he's got to go. He has got to go. If he doesn't go, there's something seriously wrong. And it wouldn't make good business for me.
Yeah, Microsoft. I think even Microsoft wouldn't look that good if they kept him. That would be a big blow to them, since they made it a big deal. That one of the reasons they were buying Activision was because of that.
The work culture and everything, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really see they keeping him. To be honest, it would be just a blow to their reputation.
I think they've just got to say that as they've just got to say, and it's Activision who's saying that there's no plans. Activision won't get a say once they've been bought.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the statement was just that they haven't discussed them, but maybe it's already settled, or
it's already been decided. It's got to have been. So yeah.
Okay. So, on slightly more positive news, apparently Amy Hennig is going to make their Star Wars project, Ragtag, whatever it was called, from Visceral Games. Yeah.
Well, I read the rumors of how that game was supposed to be, and it was pretty much Uncharted in space. Hopefully, it would be something else. Since it's been revived, something a little bit more unique. Because another Star Wars game starting in Tatooine. Oh, please! There are so many things you can do with that universe.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, to be fair, we don't have exactly many Star Wars games where you are not, a Jedi or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see.
Hopefully they'll take this opportunity to make something a little bit different than usual.
Yeah, I guess perhaps the most interesting one was I don't know if you remember Star Wars 1313. That one had you playing, I think, a bounty hunter, perhaps a Mandalorian bounty hunter. So that was very cool.
We'll see, because the thing is, like taking over the old, the old project that was being worked on by Visceral. It's like nothing that Visceral made, like concept art maybe, or a few story designs might be used, but nothing that if Visceral made anything actual, coded anything, whatever else, that's all essentially useless and wasted anyway due to time passing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
essentially, Amy Hennig's working on a Star Wars game, and she might use the same character name that Visceral had.
Yeah, I guess maybe a similar story setup or something. Perhaps we'll see.
We'll not see it for a good 2-3 years.
Yeah. They've also announced the Marvel game before, so I think that is anyway.
Yeah,
so
could be a long time then.
Yeah,
Visceral might even be back by then.
that is unlikely.
Yeah, sadly. They should have never killed Visceral. Bad idea. But it was EA's own fault.
Well, that space is coming back not too far away now.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I'll try it, as long as EA don't butcher that as well by forcing in silly forced co-op and microtransactions and God knows whatever else.
Blockchain, NFTs,
Ugh.
live service.
I hate it.
Okay, so what have you guys been playing?
I've been playing shit myself to death on the toilet. Not a fun game.
Nice. Were there NFTs in there?
No. I didn't find any up my ass, no. As for an actual game, yeah, the preview will be live by the time. I've just did a preview. The only time I could actually play any games, I did a hands-on preview of Dune Spice Wars. Hey, it's decent. It's good.
Did it convert you to the Dune fanboyism?
I'll watch the film eventually without falling asleep.
Cool.
That's the best I can say. I don't know. I don't. It's not going to convert you because it's a strategy game. Strategy games don't convert people to be fanboys of other things that aren't strategy.
Yeah, well, I mean, Warcraft did make a lot of fanboys in its days.
Yeah, but
right?
that already had the fanboys, and then Total War just jumped on that. No, Warcraft. I'm thinking Warhammer there. Warcraft, yeah. No. To be fair, but that built its own lore, and it had some fans. Warcraft 3 was a good game, and it had that lore going for it. But then the real thing that brought the fans in, World of Warcraft, and that expanded on so much of the lore and everything. In fact, it retconned quite a few things as well.
Yeah, they're adding dragons now, playable dragons like Dragon King.
Are they?
Yes. Yeah, next expansion is called Dragonflight. But the interesting thing is that they are adding some kind of momentum-based, like flying with the dragons in the new zone. But a lot of people and even PC Gamer have said it's basically like Guild Wars 2 is already doing. So they have copied that as well.
I'll just play Guild Wars 2 instead. I don't have the time for MMOs anymore. They're just too difficult to play MMOs now. Because if you don't get into them on the ground floor, and if you don't find a guild, then you're so far behind everybody else. And I like single player MMOs where you play by yourself, and then there are other people watching you play with yourself. The voyeur sort of thing.
So basically, you like
I like watching people. I like watching people watch me masturbate. Of course.
Oh god.
Uh,
We're gonna be an XXX rated podcast soon.
No, no,
right?
no.
yeah,
I'm not
ads are
actually
going to
doing
be
it.
turned off for this one.
I'm not doing it. No, hands are free. No. I'm talented, but I'm not that talented.
I thought we were talking about video games. How did we get to talk about that?
Well, there are video games that make you want to do that.
Ah,
You know, all the Japanese ones.
well, not all of them. Well, many of
Just
them.
99% of them.
Yeah, well, many of them. Yeah.
I mean, even the mainstream Japanese games that went into that, you know, like Yakuza, you know, all the
Yeah.
hostess clubs. Only that just
You know,
stopped before you got to that, so it gave you blue balls.
You know, at least there is a good story reason for that, since it's set in Japan and those things are a thing. At least there is a reason. In a lot of games, there is no reason. You just get
Yeah, I know.
for no reason you get that. Like the Xenoblade Chronicles do, it's a big offender in this case.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, Doom Spice was. How about you two? What have you two been playing?
Well, more than playing, I completed 2 games that I started a few weeks back. I completed Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, and I completed the Chrono Cross Remaster. What they have in common is they're technically shit on PC. I think on every platform, I played on PC anyway. Just as I have to be honest, I have enjoyed Stranger of Paradise more than Elden Ring, if we're talking about Souls-like.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed Elden Ring a lot, but you know, it looks such a stupid game on the outside, but then everything comes together in the ending, and it feels very, very nice to play.
I played Elden Ring for about 10 minutes, and half an hour, and then I've just stopped picking.
You know, a few months after it got out, I have about Elden Ring. I have the same feeling as I have with every other open world game that comes out.
A few months? Has it been out that long?
Yeah, in February.
Really?
So yeah, tomorrow. I think tomorrow it's 2 months.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think it came out on February 25th. I got the same feeling as all the other modern open world games. There's just too much stuff to do, and you get sidetracked a lot. Because at the end of it, I was really tired. Like I played like 90 hours or so.
Yeah.
This didn't happen with Stranger of Paradise because it's a much smaller game, and they're not really. It's just the Souls-like label that they have in common. But I think I've enjoyed it more because it's more concise. I come to a point where I start hating games that go on for too long. Like, you're not respecting my time. You're too long. Too long. This is what's stopping me from getting Horizon Forbidden West right now, because I think I love that world. I love the setting, but I know that it's going to end up like that. Like playing 70 hours and then I get tired of it and I don't complete it. Which is what happened with Ghost of Tsushima. It's happened with Ghost of Tsushima too. I love that setting, but I did not complete it because too much side stuff.
You don't have to do the side stuff, you know that, right?
That is true, but I get compulsive with all those question marks. It feels like if I start skipping them, it feels like I'm rushing the game, and this is something I don't like to do when I'm playing a game for my own enjoyment. When I have to review them, I have to rush. Most of the times, I have to rush. But if I'm playing a game for my own enjoyment, I don't want to rush. And if I start skipping the side stuff, I feel like I'm rushing.
Yeah.
It's an issue. It's an issue I have, but most people probably don't. But I could have completed Elden Ring in like 20 hours, maybe even less. There's people that complete it like in 10 minutes with glitches and stuff. Yeah, well, there's people use glitches anyway. So, if I see something and I skip it, I feel like I'm rushing it, and then I stop enjoying the game because I feel like I'm rushing it. I'm weird like that.
Well, we didn't want to tell you you were weird, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I was talking about weird in a video game way. Every other way is for another time. And and then I played and completed Chrono Cross, the remaster, and I have a lot to say about that game. Maybe I should do an opinion piece on it, because people defend this game. People defend this game to hell, and I always thought it wasn't a good game. There are too many things, there are a lot of interesting ideas, but they're not really well developed. And it's not just because it's the sequel to Chrono Trigger that I say that it's a bad game. It's just I think it has a lot of wasted potential. I played it again because I haven't played it in a long time, and there are some story things that I like. Like it explores what happens to a timeline that has been destroyed when the future is changed. And I think that's very interesting because time traveling games don't do this. I changed the future. What happened to the future that was supposed to be, but then got changed? But the execution really is all over the place, and the remaster is technically bad. I had to install so many mods to make it run decently, and not really run well, run decently.
Not good.
Yeah, well, we knew from the start. I bought it to show Square Enix that they have to make another Chrono game, but in the vein of Chrono Trigger and not in the vein of Chrono Cross. Because it was too experimental, and the little good it did was not enough, I think, my opinion, to offset the weird stuff that doesn't really work, in my opinion. And I started playing Monster Hunter World because I've become a Monster Hunter fan with Monster Hunter Rise, and I went back to the previous one, and it's an old game, so there isn't much else to say that people don't know already.
Fair enough. How about you, Alessio? What are you playing?
Well, just a lot of ESO, and also, well, I can now say that I've played some World Slayer, the expansion for Outriders, and that's coming late June. There will be about 10 hours of new content, but also there will be a new skill tree for every class. There will be new apocalyptic items, like a new quality level of items, new end game that they haven't talked about. So, it will be a good reason once again to get into the game for a while. I always thought that it was very fun to play. In the moment-to-moment gameplay, people can fly. They've always made that shooters that are fun to play, like Painkiller or
I remember
Bullets.
Painkiller. I enjoyed it.
So yeah, they're good at that. Unfortunately, during the interview, I asked whether they were going to make like more open maps. I don't know if you've played the game, but the maps are really, really, really linear. So that's always something that strikes me in in the wrong way when playing a game, because it really doesn't make you feel like you are exploring a world. And like in this area, Outriders it's really bad, and especially considering you are supposed to be on an alien world, so not being able to really explore it kind of goes against the whole excitement, right? So and unfortunately they aren't really improving this for the expansion, though I guess it was kind of a given. I guess they are making more content, but we'll have to wait for a sequel to make it more open and more focused on exploration, I guess, rather than just combat. But it's a fun game. I'll probably play it for a while once it comes out. So yeah. Now, well, there isn't that much to play in June anyway.
I think when's 2 Point Campus coming out? I'll be playing that. I like the I like your little building games. Well, you know I do. That's what I do play. I'm the weird nerd of the I'm the nerd version of a gamer sort of thing. I play all the simulation and building games.
Yeah. You're simulation / racing / strategy guy.
Racing. Maybe I'd agree on simulation and strategy and Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy guy. That's what I've been doing. I've been rewatching all the Harry Potter films.
Mm,
I do like them.
yeah.
Okay. Did you watch the new one? The Fantastic Beasts and whatnot.
Crimes of Grin. No, not Crimes. Whichever one. No, not yet. I've been ill, so going to the cinema's not been an option. So but I will be watching it soon. I will watch it soon. I'm on Deathly Hallows Part 2 now. I've just been rewatching all the films, so and then we'll get to the Fantastic Beasts ones after, which are all right. I'm looking forward to the Harry Potter game though, Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, well, that does look very good, to be honest, even from a non-fan point of view. So
Yes, but I'm a fan, so
I know you want to get the review. I get.
The worst part about it is watching the films and all that. I remembered all that. I thought I'm not going to remember anything. That's good. I remembered all like the spells and the bloody character names even before they came on. I'm like, oh, that's Cedric Diggory. I'm like, wait, am I right? And then it turned out I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, Chris, you sad bastard.
Yeah, I mean, I do hope it doesn't sleep to next year, because right now they're saying holiday, and holiday, well, it's very close to sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. If it's a holiday, they might. If it doesn't slip, it'll probably be November, December.
Yeah, I guess.
November. I can see November. October, November, actually.
I think.
Yeah, they might not want to do November because that's when that's shooter season.
The Black Friday stuff.
Well, it's not only that.
Season.
November is shooter season. That's when Call of Duty always comes out, and Battlefield, and God knows wherever else.
But actually, a lot of stuff comes out between October and November too, for the shopping season. How they call them? That's how they call them.
I think if they
big games are hardly released in December. I can only think about two of them right now. One is Halo Infinite, and the other was Super Smash Bros. For Wii U that came out in early December.
Well, Cyberpunk also came out.
Yeah, Cyberpunk too. Yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, that was meant to have been released in March, so I don't know if you can.
Yeah, well, it's been delayed 3 times. How many times?
I think if you are lucky, it may release in late November. Hogwarts.
Yeah. Oh, quite likely. Just having a quick look now, see what.
Because Warner Bros. Yeah.
Well, so far it is saying December for Hogwarts Legacy. Stalker 2, December the 8th as well.
Yeah, well, that's not happening anymore, sadly.
Yeah.
Hello Neighbor 2, whatever that is. I guess know Hello Neighbor. Yeah, it's Blueprints. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Looks crap. Yeah. No, Starfield in November though.
Yeah, November 11th. So it's earlier. I guess they want to give RPG fans a couple of weeks to at least to complete Starfield, and then they can release Hogwarts.
Yeah, well, I'll end up buying Starfield, but I'll leave that for somebody else to review. I'll do the Hogwarts.
Oh, how kind of you, Chris.
I'm a very generous person.
Oh my god.
All right.
What else is? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think that's everything then.
Yeah, that's everything.
I might go for a nap now.
Yeah. try not to die. So
Yay. Right. I'll see you all in a bit. Thank
Bye.
you, and we will